Part 1. Use algebra to solve the equation x plus 2 over 2x minus 1 plus 2x plus 3 over x plus 1 is equal to 11 over 2, where x cannot equal a half and x cannot equal minus 1. Part 2. The solutions of the equation in Part 1 could also have been obtained by sketching a single quadratic graph. Give the equation of this graph and explain how the solutions could have been obtained. So Part 1, use algebra to solve the equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to simplify the left-hand side. So since we have two algebraic fractions that we need to add together, we need to find a common denominator. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick 2x minus 1 onto x plus 1 with brackets around it. So this becomes our common denominator. Then 2x minus 1 divides into this and cancels out with the 2x minus 1, leaving us with x plus 1. So we're going to multiply the x plus 1 by the numerator. So we bring down the x plus 2 down here and put brackets around it. And then we bring the x plus 1 up here and also put brackets around it. So it's going to be this multiplied by this. Then we bring down the sign, which is a plus. Then x plus 1 divides into this and cancels out with the x plus 1, leaving us with 2x minus 1. So we're going to multiply the 2x minus 1 by the numerator, which is 2x plus 3. So we bring the 2x plus 3 down here and stick it onto the 2x minus 1. And then we're going to multiply these out. And this is still equal to 11 over 2. So x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 1. And say x by x gives us x squared. X by 1 gives us x. 2 by x gives us 2x. And 2 by 1 gives us 2. Bring down the plus. And then we're going to multiply out this set of brackets. 2x by 2x is 4x squared. 2x by minus 1 is minus 2x. 3 by 2x is 6x. 3 by minus 1 is minus 3. Then we're going to multiply out the denominator. So 2x by x is 2x squared. 2x by 1 is plus 2x. Minus 1 by x is minus x. Minus 1 by plus 1 is minus 1. And this is still equal to 11 over 2. So x squared plus 4x squared is 5x squared. X plus 2x minus 2x plus 6x will give us 7x. And then 2 minus 3 is minus 1. And at the bottom, we bring down the 2x squared. 2x minus x is plus x. And then bring down the minus 1. And it's still equal to 11 over 2. Now that we have simplified the left-hand side as much as we can, and the right-hand side was already simplified, we cross-multiply. So it's going to be 5x squared plus 7x minus 1 multiplied by 2, which we write down here. And then 11 multiplied by 2x squared plus x minus 1, which we write down here. Then we multiply out our brackets. 2 by 5x squared is 10x squared. 2 by 7x is 14x. 2 by minus 1 is 2. Bring down the equals. 11 by 2x squared is 22x squared. 11 by x is 11x. 11 by minus 1 is minus 11. Then we're going to bring these three terms over the equal sign. So bring down the 10x squared, the 14x and the minus 2. 22x squared goes over the equal sign, becomes minus 22x squared. 11x goes over the equal sign, becomes minus 11x. Minus 11 goes over the equal sign, becomes plus 11. And this is all equal to 0. Then we need to simplify. 10x squared minus 22x squared gives us minus 12x squared. 14x minus 11x gives us 3x. And minus 2 plus 11 gives us 9, and this is equal to 0. We're going to change the signs across so that we can make our x squared term positive and then factorize. So minus 12x squared becomes plus 12x squared. Plus 3x becomes minus 3x. Plus 9 becomes minus 9. So we're going to bring down the 12x squared and the minus 9. We're going to say 12 by 9 is 108. And get the factors of 108. This is a minus, which tells us that these two signs will be different. And we need to choose one of the factor pairs of 108 that will end up giving us minus 3. So we're going to go with 9 and 12. So minus 12x plus 9x will give us minus 3x. Then we're going to factorize the first two terms. So we're going to get 12x times x minus 1. And then we're going to factorize the second two terms, and we're going to get 9 times x minus 1. We've got x minus 1 in both brackets, so that's one of our factors. And then 12x plus 9 is our other factor. So you get 12x plus 9 multiplied by x minus 1. So remember, we were asked to solve the equation. So we're going to let what's inside this set of brackets equal to 0. So 12x plus 9 equal to 0 will give us 12x equals minus 9. And minus 9 divided by the 12 is going to be minus 3/4. So one of our x values is minus 3/4. Then we let x minus 1 equal 0. So x is equal to 1. So we're asked to solve the equation. And we solved by getting x equal to minus 3/4 and x equal to 1. Part 2. The solutions of the equation in Part 1 could also have been obtained by sketching a single quadratic graph. Give the equation of this graph and explain how the solutions could have been obtained. So from 1, we could construct the graph y equals 4x squared minus x minus 3 and estimate the values of x where it intersects the x-axis. So where did this y equals 4x squared minus x minus 3 come from? Well, we got our x values to equal 1 and minus 3/4. So our factors were x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 3/4. So multiplying out these brackets, we bring down the x, bring down the x plus 3/4, bring down the minus 1, bring down the x plus 3/4. X by x is x squared, x by 3/4 is 3/4 x, minus 1 by x is minus 1x, minus 1 by 3/4 is minus 3/4. And then simplifying, 3/4 x minus 1x is minus 1/4 x. Bring down the x squared, bring down the minus 3/4. And then multiplying across by 4 to get rid of the fraction part, x squared by 4 is 4x squared, minus 1/4 x by 4 is minus x, minus 3/4 by 4 is minus 3. So y equals 4x squared minus x minus 3. And if we draw out this graph, which can be seen here, this U-shaped graph, we can see that our graph crosses the x-axis, which is our horizontal axis, at 1 and minus 3/4. So this is another way of finding the solutions of our equation.